Once a husband who used to always come late, and he used to come late from his work, and he used to always try to make up with his wife with this cheerful greeting. He used to say, "How is the beautiful mother of my 3 wonderful children?" And somehow he used to always get away with it. One night when the husband greeted her with the usual line, the wife, who was annoyed with this style of cheerfully greeting him, greeted him also, saying, "And how are you, the father of one of my 3 children?" Puzzled and overpowered by this statement, the husband changed. From that time, he started coming home early. My dear friends, in today's gospel, we see a different type of authority. We see it's a normal day in Capernaum where Jesus and his disciples have gone, and Jesus goes on the Sabbath and he starts teaching. And the people are amazed because Jesus has a different authority. It is mentioned in the gospel that it is different from the scribes. Why? Because the scribes used to use others' authority, meaning used others' doctrine, and they were only using words and words and words. But Jesus spoke with that authority, which was his own, that authority of God, and people were amazed with how he spoke. And it brought a lot of reaction. First reaction we see is that of the people, that they are amazed, and secondly, even the unclean spirit which is in that person also recognizes who Jesus is. My dear friends, today we see 2 aspects in this reading. First is that of preaching, and second is that of healing. So when Jesus' authority is there, when Jesus preaches, there is a very strong authority in him that is given to him by God, and which brings change in everyone's heart, which brings different kind of astonishment, different kind of like amazement, and people really start wondering whether he is the Son of God, whether he is the Messiah. And even the unclean spirit, he says, "What are you? Why have you come here, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come here to destroy us? We know who you are. You are the Holy One of God." Even the evil spirit knows that Jesus is the Son of God. And this authority is seen. And this is the same kind of, this is the same. Jesus is the definitive prophet which Moses mentions in the first reading today. You know, Moses, in the book of Deuteronomy, we see the last or the farewell discourses of Moses. Moses could not go into the Holy Land or into the promised land which God had promised them. The reason is in today's psalm we see, "Oh, that you would listen to his voice, harden not your hearts," just like at Meribah. What was the situation was, that Moses had sent some spies in this place to see whether what God was saying was right. And when the spies came, 2 by 2 they were sent, many of them told Moses, that these people are huge and how are we going to face these people? And no one, everyone was so scared, no? And only 2 of the spies, that one is Joshua, and so only they said, with the help of God we can do that. And no one believed them, and that is why these people who did not believe, including Moses, could not see the promised land. And today we see in the farewell discourse, Moses says that God will bring up another prophet, a prophet who will teach us, and that prophet is a definitive prophet who is Jesus, who is mentioned in the gospel today. Jesus speaks with divine authority, not like Moses who spoke with human authority. Jesus speaks with divine authority. And with the word of Jesus, everything comes to be normal, everything becomes normal again. You see with the unclean spirit, no, he commands him to get out, and the unclean spirit comes out. Second is aspect is of that of healing. We see unclean spirit recognizing Jesus. Even the spirits recognize, evil spirit recognize Jesus, that is the Holy One of God. My dear friends, today's gospel is very important for us to reflect, because many times we have invited Jesus in our lives, but we have forgotten to put our full trust and faith in Him. Many times we only believe that, okay, Jesus is there, I am a follower of Christ, but we never we never give ourselves fully into the hands of God. Today Jesus is inviting us to listen to Him, to understand His word. When we read the Bible today, or when we read the Bible every day, let us ask God the grace to understand His word, to know what is the will of God through this word. His word is very powerful. His word has the authority, the divine authority which Jesus mentions, or Jesus shows us today in today's gospel. So as we will be praying today, as we will be sitting for our prayers at home, maybe in any place where we are, and we are praying, that time let us ask God for this grace, a grace to increase our faith in Jesus, increase our faith in Him, and increase our love for the Word of God. When we read the Bible, let us see that we read it with deep, humble heart and accepting heart, that it is the Word of God which will set us free.